Santos, really? Is it really a condition of the mind that's really affecting the problem gambler? Or is it the environment and his surroundings or her surroundings? It's a combination of things. It is a combination of things, but more importantly, what's really happening is that there's the presidency, the leadership has been taken over. That's what's really going on. The leadership, the head, you know, the helmsman, the one that's driving the boat, the one that's driving or steering the ship. He has the commands. If that person has been hijacked, Santos, is that the result of, hey, that's the result of that takeover. I call it brainwashing. I call it we call it in the gambling circles, we call it rewiring of the brain. What does all of this mean, Santos? Really? You know, where is the do we even really have a subconscious? We talk about the conscious thinking. We talk about survival mode and emotional reservoirs and tapping into the seventh, your seventh. I used to call it the seventh reservoir. Your inner genius. We all have inner genius. We all have the ability to become. Every human being on the planet has the ability to become whatever they want to become. Will they? No, they won't. Only 1 to 3%, maybe 5% of the population will actually become what they truly want to become. That's been evident over time, and that's going to continue probably to the end of time. All right, so what are you suggesting, Santos? Because it's hard. You know, living a life of gambling, when you have to go to work and you know that your paycheck is gone, even before, I mean, your paycheck is gone. Just the thought of living with your paycheck gone, that thought. You got to work for a whole week or 2 weeks. Some people, it may take 2 weeks, or for some, it may be longer because you might be commission based. And so you're trying to make up these losses. The losses add up $1,000, $2,000, $3,000, $4,000, $5,000. And it just multiplies and multiplies. This gambling thing, it starts out fairly fun. Fun night out with the guys, the girls, whatever, birthday, just to visit. Yeah, we're just going to Reno for the first time. We're going to have, drinks or whatever. Oh, man, Las Vegas. Yeah. Hey, whatever happens in Vegas stays in Vegas. But we're going to bring some back. No, it ends up, for a small group of people, it ends up very badly. That small group of people become addicted very horrible in a horrible way. Their brain gets rewired. The way their brain works is like a computer, and the software, it's all software that we're putting in there as we continue to go down that path of gambling. We enjoy one more night. We enjoy another loss. We enjoy one more night. We enjoy another loss. A little bit of time goes by and we feel good, and then we get some money, and then we go right back to the same cycle, and it just plays out over and over, and it intensifies, it fortifies, it becomes stronger. Like they say, a 3-stranded cord is hard to break. Next you know, you're in the darkness of life. Next you know, you're in a dark place. You're losing yourself, because you become suicidal, and you get crazy. You get some really crazy thoughts. You get some really sad thoughts. You have some really sad times. You have some very, very lonely times when you're gambling. They're very lonely. Like I said, in the beginning, you get creative. You're trying to hide the truck. You don't want the job to know that you're doing it. You're hiding from the family. You're making lies to meet up for the excuses that you were supposed to show up on time and you didn't. So you got all this, this circus going on. And after a while, it burns yourself out and you can't do it. And people begin to catch on. And It's all in your head, man. And it all plays out in your head. All of it. It plays out in your head, but it's demonstrated in your physical abilities. So what do? I talk a little bit in my book. You got to have a plan. You got to have a plan. You got to have some steps. It's that simple. Desire, plan, steps, right? You take action. Desire, plan, steps, and you take action. It's that simple. But if you meditate, you can even make it more simpler. What do you mean? What do you mean? Well, if you meditate just a little bit, you know, you sit with yourself and you contemplate within your mind. The problem is that your mind is so weak. It's gotten so weak, right? It's been sabotaged. It's been brainwashed. It's been rewired. And it's like a muscle. And we know, obviously we know how a muscle works, a body muscle. You work it out, you lift weights, you take nutrition, you give it rest, time, water, and it begins to grow. It gets stronger. The fibers begin to expand. And then they begin to grow upon each other, build, whatever, however that works, that magical muscle growth. The mind is the same way. Now, it's nice that the brain doesn't grow, right? It'll grow right out of our head, but it doesn't do that. But we begin to grow new neurological pathways. We begin to rewire. We begin to rebrain and recalibrate the GPS system. All right. That's all we have in this video. There's my dual personality. I talk to myself all the time. And anyways, I enjoyed making this video. I hope that you enjoyed it. If you're not Soldier Scribe, this is your invitation. I'm going to please ask you to support this mission with a thumbs up. I'm going to ask you to share, leave a comment, and contribute financially if you find that this is a good place to plant some seed. Because your seed will grow and you will be blessed in return. I'll see you at the top on the inside on my next one. Santos Jr., Stockton, California, soldiersofselfmastery.com. Peace through strength.